Hi designers, I'm a long time no see, but I'm back and I'm gonna put up a picture inspiration for the dress we're making today. And this is the dress and these are the materials I got for the dress. So first I have this dressing fabric and this is what I'm using to line my lace. And then I have my nude mesh and this is the skin tone of my clients. This is perfect. And the last but not the least, I have this beautiful lace. This is the wrong side. Let me see if I can show you guys the right side. I have this beautiful lace and this is the lace we're using to make this dress. It's just beautiful, guys. I'm really excited for this dress. And then we'll be needing our breast cuffs, our bust cuffs, and then some zipper, and then B6000 or any glue that you use for your clothes on a normal. And then lastly, we'll be needing some nylon fishing line for the hem of the dress, and this is 90 pounds, so you need to get this, and of course your thread and sewing machine. So let's get into cutting our pieces out, okay? So guys, I've got my pattern pieces all laid out. So this pattern right here is my center front, and I'm going to cut this straight line right here on the fold, and this will be cut just in one piece. And then this is the side front, and I'll be cutting this in two pieces. And then this is the side back, cutting these two pieces, and then the center back also will be in two pieces. So I'm going to go ahead to lay out my nude mesh and then cut my pieces out of my nude mesh, okay? So guys, as you can see, I have moved things around, and I've also folded my fabric on the selvage right here. That is what you want to do, and then you lay out your pieces. I normally the pattern pieces go on top of the fabric, but because this is a mesh fabric, it is see-through obviously, so I can just do it this way. So I've laid out my nude mesh on my pattern pieces, and now I am going to cut out my pieces. I didn't have an inch seam allowance everywhere except the neckline and the hem. So guys, I feel like I should explain adding seam allowances to your pieces. You want to add half an inch seam allowance everywhere on your pattern. I already did that in some places, but I didn't do it in some other places. That is why I said except the neckline and the hem. But now while cutting, I realized that I already added seam allowance to some places. So the bottom line is whatever your pattern is, add half an inch seam allowance everywhere else, because you'll be joining this nude mesh with a French seam, and you do not need bulk for your French seam, okay? So guys, I've got all my pieces cut out. So guys, I'm at the sewing machine and I'm about to join my bodice, my front bodice at the princess seam. So we'll be using our French seam for this, and what a French seam basically is joining your pieces first, wrong sides facing each other, about 1/4 of an inch, and then you trim off that excess seam, and then you fold it back onto each other, right sides facing, and then you sew again by 1/4 of an inch, okay? So I'm just going to show you guys what I mean. So this is my borders right here. This is wrong sides facing each other, so this is the face side and this is also the face side. So I have pinned them wrong sides facing each other, and I'm going to sew on my princess seam by 1/4 of an inch, okay? Guys, always go slow and steady. Guys, always go slow and steady, and do not stretch. Just gently sew your seams together.
Cause he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes. And he could be what I like, what I like, what I like. But he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes.
So guys, I have done that, and now I am just going to trim off a little bit, half of this seam right here. Just be very careful, try not to snip into your mesh, because you'll have to start all over again. So be very, very careful. Remove all fabric from the way and trim. So guys, I have done that, and you see what little seam we have there. So now the next thing is to flip this, and now this is the wrong side. Now you just put it wrong sides facing each other now along that same line, and you stitch by 1/4 of an inch all the way to the end. Just follow that stitch line and stitch 1/4 of an inch all the way to the end. Okay,
7 days, 7 nights since my hair got cut and dyed, and dyed. Hey, 7 days since I tried to rip a chapter out my mind. I've tried, and if love was just the softest, he could be what I like. And his voice is just as dark as yours, freckles just as light. Could be what I desire. Still feels like my hands are tied, hands are tied, hands are tied. Cause he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes. And he could be what I like, what I like, what I like. But he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes.
so guys, I've joined my front bodice at the princess seam, and this is how your seam should look like. Now this is the wrong side of the fabric, and you see how the seam is clean. This is the wrong side, and then you have the right side of the fabric. So you just want to iron all this flat. As you can see, I have some puckers in this because this is a mesh fabric. So because this is a mesh fabric, so you want to go ahead to iron all of this out, and then repeat the same thing for your back bodice. Okay,
Cause he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes. And he could be what I like, what I like, what I like. But he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes. days, 7 nights since my hair got cut and dyed. And I've had 7 days since I tried to rip a chapter out my mind. I've tried, and his laugh was just the
So guys,
softest
this
yours.
is what we have. Now we're going to work on the skirt.
He could be
Now
what
onto the
I
skirt. I've
like,
got my skirt back
and his
and my
voice is
skirt front
just as
pattern.
dark
The
as
skirt
yours.
front pattern will be cut on the fold while the back will be cut in two pieces, okay? So guys, I like to work smart. If there's any way I can use pattern, I will do that over and over again. So this skirt pattern was for the same client but for a different dress, and I added an inch seam allowance to this, and then the placement of the darts is half an inch off, and I am trying to work it for the skirt. I do not need this much allowance for the skirt, and I also need the dart to be half an inch away from the center of the skirt. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to hack this and cut this out of my fabric. So guys, I cut my skirt out, and I'll do the same thing for the back and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, I have cut out my skirt from my pattern, and you want to cut out two pieces of each like this, and then you mark your darts, sew your darts in place, and then sew the side seams of each skirt. So at the end of the day, you will have two pieces of skirt. Let me do that and show you guys. So guys, I have stitched up the darts and also the side seams of my skirt pieces, and I have two pieces here. This is what the back looks like, and this is what the front looks like. So you want to go ahead to finish the hem of your skirt any which way you do your finishing for your stretch fabric. I'm going to do that, and the next step is to connect these pieces with the nude mesh, which is the top piece, and one of this will be the lining, and one of the skirts will be the lining, and one will be the face fabric. So we are going to assemble that in a bit. Let me finish up the hem of my skirt, and then I'll bring everything to show you guys. So guys, I have trimmed down my side seam to 1/4 of an inch, and also cleaned up my hemline, and I did same for the other one. I cleaned up my hemline and also reduced this by a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so what do we do next? So I've got my pieces here. I've got my nude mesh, and this is my first skirt, and this is the second one. So I want to assemble the dress now. I take the first layer. Now this is my face layer, and then I put this. Anyone can be your face layer. They're basically the same skirt. So this is what I'm using for my face layer. I put it right sides up, and then I place my nude mesh, the waistline to the waistline of the skirt, and I'm placing the two right sides together. So this is the right side of my nude mesh. So I am just going to place them like this, and then I will match up all my seam lines, match them up this way, just like this. Okay, let me get my pins. So I will match them up just like this. Let me just place them.
Had 7 days since I tried to rip a chapter out my mind. I've tried, and his laugh is just as soft as yours, smiling just as wide. He could be what I like, and his voice is just as dark as yours, freckles just as light. Could be what I desire. Still feels like my hands are tied, hands so tight, hands so tight. Cause he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes. And he could be what I like, what I like, what I like. But he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes.
So guys, after placing your pins, connecting your borders to your first layer of skirt, you take the second layer of skirt and you place it the right side. This is the right side. This is the right side. You place it right side facing everything you've done, waistline to waistline. Okay, so you place it this way, and then we also repeat this with the previous pins we
7 days,
used.
7 nights since
So
my
we
head
repeat this with the
getting
previous pins we used.
tight and tight. Had 7 days since I tried to rip a chapter out my mind. I've tried, and his laugh is just as soft as yours, smiling just as wide. He could be what I like, and his voice is just as dark as yours, freckles just as light. Could be what I desire. Still feels like my hands are tied, hands are tied, hands are tied. Cause he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes. And he could be what I like, what I like, what I like. But he's got those stranger eyes, stranger eyes, stranger eyes.
So guys, I have pinned this. The next step is to go and sew down the length of the waistline at about quarter of an inch or half of an inch. That is ideal for this lace. I told you we do not need a lot of seam allowances because we do not want the bulk of the seams. So you just sew about a quarter or half an inch down the length of the skirt. And when you're done, you have this as your first layer. Then you have your mesh, and then you can turn it out this way. I'm just going to go ahead to do that. So guys, now that this is attached, this is what it should be looking like. Now we have our mesh borders connected to our stretching it skirt, and when you open it up, the inside is going to look just like this. Really pretty, really beautiful, just like this. And now what we want to do is to add zipper to this, and then probably add buttons to this part. I haven't decided yet. It might be zipper all the way down the length, the center back, but I'm thinking zipper on the skirt and then buttons to close up the lace, to close up the mesh borders. Okay, so let's move on to the